Hi guys, welcome back. I had a couple of people that asked me if I would finish this picture up. I'm going to do my best to do most of it, at least I'll try. There is one thing on here that I wanted to try, and that's maybe some new background combinations. I've never done, you could see my nectar pencil is really long, and I've got several of these, and they're really, I use these for face. I don't usually use them as a background color or a staple color. And I just thought it would be fun to see what I could do with it because what the hey? I mean, I always encourage you guys to go out and try different pencil blends. So I'm using a combination right now that I don't think most people think of. And to be honest, I didn't think of it either. I'm mixing avocado and nectar. Now, on the color theory, this would create mud because nectar has a lot of red in it. It's like a peachy, red, pinky, tan, all mushed together into one. It's a flesh tone. And now I'm adding green, the artichoke, which is green. I'm always calling it avocado. So if I do that, I'm sorry. It's meant artichoke. I don't know. It just reminds me of that. So when you mix red and green together on the color wheel, they're opposites. And opposites don't always mix well together. And they'll create mud. But for some reason, when used sparingly in different spots, I really like the way this is working. And I'm trying it different ways. Like I'm trying it with the nectar underneath and the artichoke over it. I'm trying it next to it. I'm trying it completely blended. And I sort of like it. Like this is going to be added into my arsenal of things that I'm going to use in the future as far as my color combinations. It's got an earthy feel, like pink and green flowers, they go together. Not so much mixed, where I'm heavily blending the two. But definitely on the when you use it on the lighter side, when you're adding the artichoke to the peach, it's got a really nice tone to it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to do the whole bottom of this in this combination, and we'll see how it works out. I'm really liking this color combination a lot. In person, it looks a lot more pink than it does that I'm looking through the camera and I'm seeing. So I'm not giving you a true, real, good view of this. I may have to set up my other lighting system. But what I've started to work out in my brain is how my color progression is going to go, and I think it's going to look nice. I'm going to do the pink as an overcolor on the bottom, the avocado as an overcolor in the middle section, and I'm going to get with the avocado and the browns in the upper section. So it's going to have a nice color gradient going up the picture. These little objects are secondary. I'll fill them in later on, but I mean, this is a good lesson in experimentation. I've never used the nectar before as far as being a background color. So, I mean, I wouldn't have, if I didn't put the pencil to the paper, I wouldn't have discovered it. In addition, I always use like a third color, a highlight color, and maybe a little darker color. So I'll probably be adding in a darker color. And let me see if this is the pencil. Like a black raspberry mixed in. I know that the avocado and the black raspberry I've done before in the past. In little small areas. And then I'm going to add in some yellows to bring that avocado really out. So we'll see how it turns out. I should mention it also. I have the stroke that I'm using is circular. It helps with doing, large backgrounds that are very blended. I probably would have done some straight lines, but since there's so many objects here, doing straight, I'd be breaking it up anyway. So I'm going to do the whole background in circular. And it's funny that now now that I'm teaching, I have to think of the things that I used to do just naturally without even having to explain it. I'm going to use the avocado after I put in the pink so that I don't overdo the avocado on the bottom. I really want the nectar to shine through more in this section. I called it avocado again. I meant artichoke. I'm so sorry. I guess you get it in your head what something's going to be, or the name of something. It'll be my nickname for it. If it still looks very beigey tan when I look over this, when I turn the camera off, I'll get my other lights out. I want you to see the true color. Okay, I got the first layer of the bottom part. I did it in the nectar. Now I'm going to move on to adding a very thin layer of the artichoke. Got it right this time. And then I'm going to give it another layer of the nectar to make sure that it stays like a pink on the pinker side of this color combination. This is a very light layer. I'm not looking to change the color too much. I'm just adding in a little bit of tint of the green where maybe my pencil didn't hit in the tooth, which will give it a very blended but not overly blended look. It's one of the things that I love about the artichoke pencil. It doesn't go on overly dark, so I can really achieve a lot as far as color matching, color blending. So it sort of gives it like an undertint or an undertone. Well, I'm going to heck in a handbag right now. I'm using clay rose on the top. I've never done that before. I have no idea how this is going to work. And I'm going to ignore the line that she put here to separate the, I guess, the floor from the walls. The perspective was just too weird. Now remember, this is just the base coat. But you can see the progression where it was the nectar. I started off with the nectar on as the base coat, added artichoke on top of that. Then I'm going to put another top coat, another layer of the nectar. So this will be very pinky. Here I started off with the bottom layer being artichoke. I'm going to sandwich a nectar in between, and then I'm going to put another coat of artichoke on there. And up here I'm starting out with clay rose, which is like the next progression darker on, I guess, the spectrum as the bottom coat. So this will come out really dark, and I'm going to use a lot more browns in it when I get to that point. So let's just take you there and see how it works out. Hi guys, welcome to the Christmas. Okay, I got all three base coats down, and I'm pretty happy with the gradient that I have. I know it looks a little funny now, but once I add the upper layers, everything will start to meld together. So I have the clay rose, the nectar, and the avocado, artichoke. I'm going to keep doing that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to start adding some of the other colors into the different elements. On the bottom, I'm going to be adding in a lot more of the artichoke, doing the whole layer of artichoke over the nectar. And that's where I'm going to be working right now. And you'll see that it'll start blending more with the middle layer. I can't speak today. I didn't plan this out. This is a special request from a few people that wanted to see this picture finished. So I did no sort of planning on it. And I've never used these colors before as a background. What I love about this book is you can add lots of layers and layers and layers and get good color saturation with it. You can see it's starting to take on the tone of the middle layer, which is exactly what I wanted. Okay, I'm going to keep working on this for about another hour, and we'll see. We'll come back and see how it looks. The background has started to even out in color, but not exactly. Still darker up here and much more pink towards the bottom. Next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in some Sienna Brown. This is a reddish brown, and it's going to give a lot of richness to the upper part. I'm working lightly I don't want to destroy the main color of the wall. I just want to add in a little bit of richness up there. I'm switching over to French Gray, 90%. And of course, French Gray is the nature gray. And I'm going to shadow in up here. This will tone down the red. Just because I'm adding a color doesn't mean that's going to be the predominant color that's left on the paper. It's sometimes it's a building of the layers that creates the look that you want. So it wasn't that I wanted any sort of red at the top, but when you add the brown, the red, the gray together, you sort of get the look. By now there's about 6 or 7 layers, and I'm pretty much becoming full. Each color I've laid down is important in its own rank. So if that color was missing, it would not have the same value. This is how dark I want to take this right now. And I want to start working on the wood. I'm going to do the wood the exact same way as I did the barrel. So to avoid too much time in this video, I'm going to just complete the top, and then I'll show you how I darken it in. I wouldn't darken everything in first. Notice how I didn't add any black to it. I haven't touched this picture except for the barrel, which I worked on. I haven't touched the background in any sort of black. I'm going to do that at the end so that I can match my tones. I can get it where it's darker here and lighter here. So once this is in, then I'll show you how to use the black. Because I haven't used black yet, I've already set the tone much lighter than what black, the ultimate darkness, will give me. So anything I use black on now is going to pop. I've used it underneath the wood where this wood was very close in tone to this. Now it sticks out. Did the same thing on the bottom, and I'm going to do the same thing on the top. I'm not quite finished yet filling in all the colors. It takes a long time, but you can see the whole premise of the picture is beginning to glow. I did another coat of the nectar on the bottom, so you really could see the difference, the pink moving up into the browns, the yellows, and then into the mahogany colors on the top. And it really wasn't that difficult. Well, it's getting to that time where I'm going to have to start thinking about filling in some of the little objects in the room. And I've decided to use my gel pens because they're so small, and it's so hard to get the details right with pencils. So that's what gel pens are for. So let's see how I do.
See more? Hit that like and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that bell.